Janet Jackson's secret baby scandal. The rumor that just won't die. For decades, whispers have followed pop icon Janet Jackson about a possible secret child she allegedly had with her first husband, James DeBarge. While Janet has repeatedly denied the claims, members of the DeBarge family, as well as certain fans and insiders, continue to insist that something happened during her brief 1980s marriage that the world still doesn't fully know about. With new voices emerging and DNA tests making headlines, the speculation has only intensified. Could this be the biggest hidden chapter in Janet Jackson's storied life? The DNA test and a bold claim. I told her, I said, the proof is in the pudding. Let's go get a DNA test. That's what one DeBarge family member said, presenting DNA test results showing a 96.7% probability of relatedness to a young woman who many believe could be Janet Jackson's secret daughter. "That's my granddaughter," he proclaimed. "She's nothing else." This moment added fuel to a rumor that has persisted for over 3 decades, that Janet Jackson, at the height of her fame, was pressured into giving up a child she had with James DeBarge. While the Jackson camp has long denied this ever happened, the DeBarge family continues to assert otherwise, turning what many once dismissed as a conspiracy theory into one of pop culture's most enduring mysteries. A marriage shrouded in secrecy and turmoil. Janet Jackson married singer James DeBarge in 1984 when she was just 18 years old. It was a secret elopement, reportedly done in part to escape the tight control of her father, Joe Jackson. Unsurprisingly, Joe was furious and attempted to annul the marriage as soon as he learned of it. James DeBarge, a member of the successful R&B group DeBarge, struggled with substance abuse, and Janet soon found herself acting as his caretaker. She later recalled finding pills around their home, flushing them down the toilet, and getting into physical struggles with James over his addiction. "I was just 18, Janet once said, reflecting on the chaos of her young marriage. She described a lonely wedding night in Grand Rapids, Michigan, where James left her alone in a hotel for hours. The marriage, full of drama and dysfunction, was annulled in 1985 after just over a year. But according to James and his family, it left behind more than just emotional scars. The pregnancy rumors began not long after the marriage ended. Rumors began to swirl that Janet had been pregnant during her time with James. Some even claimed she had given birth in secret and the baby was hidden or given away. The whispers intensified when fans and industry insiders claimed to have seen Janet visibly pregnant in public appearances during the mid-1980s. One particular rumor involves the American Music Awards, where Janet allegedly appeared on stage with what looked like a baby bump. Supposedly, her brother Tito used his jacket to block her stomach from the cameras. Another anecdote came from a woman who said her aunt worked at a convalescent hospital where the Jacksons' grandmother stayed, and claimed she saw Janet there visibly pregnant. Even more shocking are claims from James DeBarge's sister, Bunny DeBarge, who said Janet disappeared from the spotlight for a while, and when she returned, the baby bump was gone, but no baby was ever introduced. Janet's side of the story. In her 2022 documentary, Janet Jackson, the singer finally addressed the long-standing rumors head-on. "They were saying that I had a child and I kept it secret," she said. "How could I keep a child from their father? I could never do that. That's not right." According to Janet, the rumors began during her time filming the television show Fame in 1984. She said she had started taking oral contraceptives, which led to weight gain and fluid retention, fueling speculation about a pregnancy. She also talked about how the gossip evolved into more elaborate stories over time, including claims that she gave a secret baby to her older sister Rebby to raise. "There were stories that my niece Brandy was actually my daughter," Janet said. "Then because my brother Randy's daughter looks like me, people started saying she was mine too." Janet firmly denied all of it, but some viewers felt her wording was strange and left room for doubt. She didn't outright say, "I never had a baby." Instead, she focused on how difficult it would be to hide a child from her controlling father. And when she spoke about James DeBarge, she appeared deeply emotional, more so than when discussing any of her other past relationships. James DeBarge and his family doubled down. Despite Janet's denials, James DeBarge has never let the rumor go. In 2012, while in prison, he wrote a letter to Conrad Murray, Michael Jackson's controversial doctor, claiming that he and Janet had a child together and that the truth had been hidden for decades. James' daughter, Christina DeBarge, has also fueled the rumors. She openly stated in an interview that she believes she has a secret sister. "I'm sure he feels betrayed. "I'm sure he feels sad and disappointed," she said of her father. "But I know he still loves Janet to this day and doesn't want to hurt her." Christina's confident belief suggests that she's heard more than just idle gossip. She even hinted that the Jackson family's immense influence could have helped bury the story to protect Janet's career. James's sister Bunny and brother Daryl have both echoed these sentiments in interviews, saying they saw signs of Janet's pregnancy and insist that a child was hidden from the public. Even James's mother participated in a DNA test with Tiffany White, a woman who came forward claiming to be the secret daughter. While that test eventually ruled Tiffany out, James reportedly remains committed to finding his child. The Magic Johnson controversy. Interestingly, the rumor mill around Janet Jackson's relationships doesn't end with James DeBarge. Back in 1983, just a year before her marriage, Janet was photographed with NBA star Magic Johnson at the American Music Awards. The photos showed the then 24-year-old Magic wrapping his arms around Janet, and even locking lips with her, while she was just 16 years old. When these images resurfaced in 2020, they sparked a new wave of concern and speculation about what Janet experienced in her youth. If a grown man could kiss her publicly while she was underage, what might have happened behind closed doors? This context, for some, adds another layer to the theory that Janet's family may have tried to shield her from scandal, even if it meant covering up a pregnancy. Could the baby have been lost? While many insist that Janet gave the baby away, others believe she may have had a miscarriage or stillbirth, an equally private and painful situation. If so, her decision not to speak about it publicly would be completely understandable. This theory also explains why some people recall Janet being pregnant, while others say they never saw a baby. It offers a middle ground between the two dominant narratives, one that respects the trauma of such a loss while acknowledging the visual and anecdotal evidence many claim to have seen. A story too persistent to ignore. What makes this story so compelling is not just the rumor itself, but the sheer number of people, family members, fans, industry insiders, who say they saw something, heard something, or believe something. Janet has maintained her innocence and transparency, claiming there was never a baby. But the DeBarges remain unwavering. Christina, Bunny, Daryl, and even James's mother have all expressed certainty that a child once existed. And the belief that the Jackson family may have helped orchestrate a cover-up only adds to the intrigue. If Janet did have a baby and was forced to give it up to protect her rising career, it would be one of the most carefully guarded secrets in music history. If not, it raises questions about why so many people close to the situation remain convinced otherwise. Where do we go from here? At this point, it's unlikely that the truth, if there is one to uncover, will come from Janet herself. She's addressed the rumor, denied it, and seems ready to move on. But as long as members of the DeBarge family keep speaking out, and fans keep digging into old photos, documents, and interviews, the story will live on. Whether a child was hidden, lost, or never existed at all, this tale speaks volumes about the pressures and sacrifices of fame, especially for young Black women in the entertainment industry. It also shows how tightly public image and private pain can become entangled when you're part of a family like the Jacksons. Until concrete evidence surfaces or someone close to the situation confirms the truth, the rumor will remain just that, a rumor. But it's a rumor that refuses to die, and for some, that alone suggests there's more to the story than meets the eye.